Background.
I am Eritrean.
I'm Congolese.
Half Filipino and half Irish.
I am Latin American. My father is from El Salvador, my mom from Honduras, but I am born here.
Home for me was definitely diverse, even though there were people who looked the same as me, generally spoke the same language. There were still people from different tribes around 80, so there were a lot of people from different cultures and spoke differently, lived differently, yet we still lived kind of in a peaceful way.
Back in Africa, my home was just like any other home, I can say.
Latin American. Our food was Latin American. Spanish was like the first spoken language in my home. Yeah, it was your traditional Hispanic home.
My home culturally was just like basically straight up Canadian. Like if my dad didn't look Filipino, you probably wouldn't think that we were, except for probably like the food that we ate. Sometimes we would eat like Filipino food. That was pretty normal. And like there were some words that we learned in Tagalog, which is the Filipino language only.
Skin color when I was young. I was probably 4 or 3 years old when my dad used to go to a Bible school, and his principal was white in Africa, and so we used to play with his kids, and so I noticed that we're different.
When we watched TV when we were kids, even though we were, in my culture, we were people who were lighter than me, darker than me, people like different shades. So that was not abnormal, I guess. But when we were watching TV, we mostly saw people who were like lighter skin more on TV than we saw people with darker skin. So generally, even though there were so many people from different shades, lighter skinned people were considered prettier, were better, and things were, they generally succeeded in life.
American culture and our skin colors, we can go from blue eyes to blonde hair to like very tan to even black. So we have a variety of color, and it has affected today's society, the skin color. Even in the Latin American community, there's still a lot of conflict between the white colored and the black colored being portrayed in the Latin American television. So that is a big conflict that is still being fought for, because there's a lot of injustice in that, and a lot of injustice was done in our history because of color.
Actually, when I moved to Oxford. Not even Calgary, because I've lived in Calgary for 8 years, but when I moved to Oxford, it became more real. I mean, moving to Calgary was definitely a time when I realized I was a minority, but it didn't hit me as much as it did when I moved to Oxford. It's just, even though Calgary, because Calgary had so many different type of people. I guess just being in this school and living on campus doesn't help. Maybe if I lived outside of campus, that would have helped, but definitely when I moved to Oxford. Especially with what's going on in the media, and especially in the US with the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not pretty, less than a human, definitely, because usually men are higher than women, are considered higher than women in the general sense. And then when you're black, it's like white guy, a white woman, black guy, and then a black woman. So I'm like the bottom of everything. So the chance of me getting into a good school, into a good, getting a good job is less than literally anybody else. So
What I have noticed, and that's what I feel like they view us as people who are really different, because they ask us questions that you wouldn't expect someone to ask you, like, how do you do your hair, or how do you feel with your hair like that? It's so different and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay.
if you're born here, a lot of people are like, oh my God, yes, you were born here. And then they're like, you're more educated, you don't have an accent, you're not an immigrant. There's such a like bad view on immigrants, and like we come here to take everything, when in reality everything was taken from us, which is completely hilarious. But that is yeah, that's how Western society, unless you're educated and know about the culture and everything, then you tend to be more accepting. But till this day, there's not a lot of people that are accepting.
Yes. I don't mind.
Don't see color?
No, I don't see color.
Personally, no.
Okay.
And people I see mostly just character.
Okay.
Skin tone.
Actually, I will go from dark to like tan to white ginger hair. Like because my culture is so about skin color that I have tried to like lose that barrier, and I always grew up with the mentality that it's not necessary. Like, why does that even matter? Like, how does the skin color determine you? And like, for me personally, I try to stay away from that. So if I took that image or that type of mentality of, oh, if he's not tan, brown hair, dark eyes, then I can't be with him or whatever. So no, it wouldn't affect me at all. My family, yeah, a little bit. They're kind of like, oh, you like white boys? Or you like black guys? Why black guys? Like, they're very, I don't know if this is too personal,
okay. No, it's
but
fine.
it's the truth. A lot of the stuff that you have personal are not the same things that are in your household. My family is very like, okay, it's good to marry a Latin American. Like, we don't mind if you marry anyone of different colors, but just to know that there is like a difference in the culture, and it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So.
You don't generally see black women with so many like other races. It's usually just black men. So.
If you're tan, yeah, pale is not a good color. It's messed up. It's really an individual thing, and because Latin Americans have so many different types of countries, like Mexican, Salvadorians, Honduras, Panama, Colombia. Everyone has different skin colors and different standards of beauty. So when you come in as a Latin American, it does kind of affect you, because if you come from a more where they idolize the tan, bronzed skin and like curves and all of that, and you don't have that, they tend to, you're not the pretty Latina, or if you're too dark, you're not that. So it does. And certain people, yeah, they will say it. Like, if you were darker, you would be more attractive. I've never had it if you were whiter, but yeah.
There's so much emphasis on the struggle, generally interracial marriage or relationships go through. So, because I hear so many bad things, I don't generally try and date someone outside of my culture.
Okay.
Yeah. Not because I don't want to, but because there's so many negative things that you hear, you just don't want to go through that. So.
I think that is so wrong. Like, it angers me if people actually believe that. I think, again, it's such an individual thing. It's hard, it's difficult because of like the cultural difference, and not everyone has the same mentality in that, and there's still so much growing that needs to be done about race and education that is not done, which is so surprising because we live in such an educated country, and yet we focus and emphasize on the history of Caucasians or natives, which is good, but you know, if we were to like talk about every culture and educate everyone, even though we're in Canada, I think we wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, I don't get why anyone else would, and I kind of blame the education. I don't know if that's harsh, and people are gonna be like, oh.
My church in Calgary, it is like an Eritrean Ethiopian church. So you see people worshiping the same way you do, talking the same language and using the same Bible and everything. And then there's times when we do when we gather together and have like tea time, whatever. So I feel more at home there because I see people same race and same background, and I'm not picked on. I'm not the different one in there. I'm not out of place. I'm just like everyone else. So that makes me.
Ever since I came here is when I'm hanging out with you guys, because I'm not you, to be honest. when I hang out with my African friends.
Awesome.
No, a lot of the like in intercultural studies students, like they're like, oh, I was here and here, and they try to learn, and it's really nice. Or they'll speak to you in Spanish, and you're kind of like, I do speak English, right? Like, there isn't much cultural diversity. I'm used to it though. I mean, I live here, so in Abbotsford, and you're either like, you just gotta get used to it. Community, like with mine, I would say with like colored, because they understand and you can have like deep conversations of like the history, and I love talking about it. So yeah, and my colored people.
Okay, so Faraja,
Yes.
do you love who you are?
I love who I am.
Freaking love who I am. Honestly, when you are in that stage of puberty, when you're in 12 to 13, you go through so many insecurities, and you go through this period of hating yourself, and everyone goes through that, right? But now that I'm like 19 years old, I can say that I love who I am, and just in my culture and who I am as a person. My skin, my family will still tell me to go get a tan, and honestly, I don't need to. I love my color. Like, I've never had a conflict with my color. And honestly, I like everything about me. I like the fact that I don't meet a certain criteria, and that because of that, I am who I am. I am not someone that can be put in a category, and I will fight against being put in a certain category, and I think everyone should.
I am more than the color of my skin.
I am more than the color of my skin.
I am more than the color of my skin.
I am more than Congolese.
More than just Latin American.
I am more than Eritrean.
I am an equal.
I am an equal.
Strong.
Strong.
I'm beautiful.
I belong.
And I belong. Did I say that one so fast?
No, that was good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
I love that.